I'm on my way to Las Vegas to meet my brothers. Basically, it's a Christmas present that we sort of give each other. It's kind of like a man trip.
Us, it's just me, Mary, Robin, and Janelle that are owners on it.
I think it would be fair for all four of us to know really like what the lots are.
It's the kind of moment that makes you stop in your tracks. The sun is dipping low over the Utah desert, casting long golden shadows across rows of pristine resort townhouses. A warm breeze carries the faint hum of vacation laughter from a nearby pool. And there, standing on the balcony of a brand new property, Christine Woolley smiles. Not the polite, guarded smile fans remember from the early Sister Wives days, but one of pure, unapologetic triumph. This isn't just another home. This is the latest move in a plan so bold it could rewrite everything we thought we knew about Christine's post-Kody life. Hi, I'm Sarah, and this is TLC Sister Wives Recap. If you've been following this journey, you already know things have been heating up off-screen just as much as they ever did on TV. Today, I want to hear your thoughts, so be sure to hit subscribe, click the bell, and tell me in the comments, because what Christine just did is a masterclass in reclaiming power. For years, Christine's life was shaped by rules she didn't write. Every big decision passed through layers of family consensus, which too often meant Kody's final say. Whether it was buying a home, making a career move, or simply carving out space for herself, her autonomy came second to a system designed to keep the balance of power tightly in Kody's hands. Even when she managed her own household budget, the bigger financial choices were tangled in a web of shared assets, group planning, and Kody's approval. But now, the rules have changed. And Christine isn't just dipping a toe into independence. She's diving headfirst into a world Kody once dreamed of, but never conquered. Her newest purchase isn't a cozy family home tucked away for privacy. It's a gleaming, income-generating property in a prime vacation hotspot, purchased entirely on her own terms, alongside her husband, David. And here's the kicker. This is not her first. Standing on that balcony, she's not just looking out over the resort grounds. She's looking at freedom in its purest form. She's building something that's hers, something Kody can't touch, something that flips the script on years of control. And as we start peeling back the layers of this decision, you'll see why this isn't just a smart business move. It's the ultimate power play. Not so long ago, Christine's life looked very different. On the outside, it might have seemed like she had choices, but inside that polygamist household, real independence was a rare luxury. Every major decision, whether it was buying property, making financial investments, or planning for the future, had to pass through an exhausting process of family discussions. In reality, those conversations often ended with Kody's voice carrying the most weight. Even if Christine had her own ideas or dreams, they were filtered through a system where her needs were always weighed against the collective, and more often than not, they slipped quietly to the bottom of the priority list. When it came to finances, Christine managed the day-to-day for her kids and household, but the bigger picture was tightly managed. Property decisions were tangled in shared ownership, business ventures were discussed as family projects, and large purchases required agreement from people who didn't live her daily reality. It wasn't just about money, it was about control. The kind of control that made a woman second-guess whether her voice truly mattered in the life she was helping to build. And Christine wasn't blind to it. Over time, she began to see the cracks, not only in her marriage, but in the belief that sacrificing her independence was the price for being part of this family vision. She watched as her own priorities, her happiness, her children's well-being, were repeatedly put on hold to accommodate plan. Knees that didn't serve her. Every delay, every compromise chipped away at her sense of self. Leaving Kody wasn't just a romantic breakup, it was a complete restructuring of her life. It meant breaking away from a framework where personal goals were constantly delayed for the sake of a bigger, often unattainable plan. It meant stepping into a world where she didn't need anyone's permission to pursue an idea or sign her name on a deed. And for Christine, that freedom wasn't just emotional, it was financial. Once the weight of that shared decision-making was gone, something shifted. The woman who had been told to wait, to compromise, to think of everyone else first, suddenly had room to think boldly. Her choices were hers alone. If she wanted to invest in something, she could. If she wanted to take a risk, she could measure it against her own comfort level, not a room full of opinions. That shift in power, from having to justify her ideas to simply acting on them, changed everything. It's that transformation that set the stage for her next chapter, a chapter where Christine isn't just surviving on the other side of a divorce. She's actively building a life that reflects her values, her ambition, and her belief in herself. And the clearest proof of that? The bold, strategic, and very public steps she's now taking in the world of real estate. Christine Woolley's dramatic evolution from a controlled, financially restricted wife under Kody Brown's polygamous household to an independent, empowered entrepreneur making bold, self-directed business moves. The story contrasts her past life, where decisions were dictated by Kody and the collective family, with her present freedom to take decisive action alongside her new husband, David Woolley. This transformation is embodied in their high-profile purchase of multiple luxury Airbnb resort properties in Hurricane, Utah, strategically located near Zion National Park. The script frames the acquisition as both a savvy financial investment and a symbolic declaration of Christine's independence, showing how she now leverages her fame, public image, and online following to drive interest and success, free from Kody's oversight or control. If there's one thing longtime Sister Wives viewers know, it's that Kody Brown has never been shy about sharing his big dreams. Over the years, he's spoken, sometimes passionately, sometimes with frustration, about building a sprawling real estate empire. In his vision, there would be expansive properties, rental opportunities, and a portfolio that would not only support the family, but also establish his legacy as a savvy businessman. But here's the catch. For all the talk, the actual results were underwhelming. Viewers remember Coyote Pass, the ambitious land purchase in Flagstaff. It was supposed to be the crown jewel of Kody's real estate ambitions, a place where the family would build multiple homes, create a shared community, and perhaps even generate income from the land. Yet years later, the land still sits empty. Plans have been mired in disagreements, financial strain, and the deep fractures within the family. In contrast, Christine's recent moves are nothing short of decisive. While Kody's vision remained a blueprint in his mind, Christine has taken concrete action, and not just one bold move. She's making several, each with clear intent and strategy. The purchase of multiple Airbnb resort properties in Hurricane, Utah is the kind of high-return, high-visibility investment that aspiring property moguls dream about. These aren't speculative plots of land waiting for permits or years of consensus building. These are fully operational, high-end vacation rentals in a location that practically markets itself. Zion National Park draws millions of visitors each year, and Christine is stepping directly into that lucrative stream. What makes the comparison even more striking is the efficiency of Christine's approach. Kody's projects often seem tanky, led in layers of family politics, logistical delays, and a tendency to overcomplicate. Christine, however, partnered with David and moved swiftly, identifying a prime opportunity, securing it, and putting a professional management team in place to ensure smooth operation. It's not about one-upmanship. Christine isn't out here publicly boasting or trying to provoke. But the optics, they speak volumes. Viewers who have watched years of Kody's unrealized plans can't help but notice the contrast. Kody, with decades of talk and little to show for it, and Christine, with just a few years of independence, holding the keys, literally and figuratively, to thriving properties. There's a quiet irony in all of this. For years, Christine was one of the wives sitting in family meetings, listening to Kody's plans, often having to compromise her own desires for the sake of the collective vision. Now, freed from that structure, she's doing what she once couldn't, acting decisively, taking risks, and reaping the rewards. And while Kody's current reality is tangled in legal disputes, strained relationships, and the financial weight of past choices, Christine's reality feels lighter, freer, and full of momentum. She's building something tangible, something that benefits her family now, not in some distant, hypothetical future. It's this grounded, results-oriented approach that quietly outshines the grandiosity of Kody's unfulfilled dreams. Christine isn't trying to be a property mogul in name only. She's becoming one in practice. And in doing so, she's not just securing her financial independence, she's rewriting the narrative of what her post-Kody life looks like. For fans, it's more than just a real estate win. It's poetic justice in slow motion. A woman once bound by collective decision-making, now proving that, when she's at the helm, the plans don't just get talked about, they get done. It's an in-depth, emotionally driven, fact-based commentary on Kody Brown's evolution from a financially restricted and controlled wife under Kody Brown into an independent, successful businesswoman who strategically invests in multiple high-end Airbnb resort properties in Utah. The script highlights her personal growth, financial autonomy, and smart real estate moves, especially the purchase of luxury vacation rentals near Zion National Park, while subtly contrasting her tangible success with Kody's long-standing but unrealized property mogul ambitions. It also gives viewers an insider-style breakdown of how resort Airbnb businesses operate, their benefits, and the risks involved, blending Christine's story with real-world business insight. Christine's new properties aren't just pieces of real estate, they're milestones. Each set of keys represents a chapter in a story she's been quietly rewriting ever since she walked away from Kody and the life she once thought she'd have to endure forever. These resort-style Airbnbs are more than income streams. They're tangible proof that Christine has built something on her own terms. No shared bank accounts, no approval from a council of wives, no patriarchal veto. Just Christine, making decisions for her future and watching them bear fruit. And maybe that's why these properties hold so much weight. For years, Christine's role in the family was framed as the helper, the peacemaker, the one who smoothed over tensions so the bigger personalities could have the spotlight. But now, she's not standing in anyone's shadow. She's the one in the driver's seat, steering her own ship toward a destination she chose. Every guest who checks into one of her rentals becomes part of that victory. They're not just booking a vacation, they're walking into a space Christine curated, a vision she made real without compromise. It's a quiet triumph that plays out over and over, check-in after check-in, review after glowing review, and the symbolism goes deeper. These homes sit far from the cul-de-sacs and tight-knit, control-heavy communities tied to polygamy. They're surrounded by open skies and red rock canyons, landscapes that feel infinite, unconfined, and free. In a way, they mirror Christine's own spirit now, expansive, self-possessed, and untethered. There's a cinematic beauty in that. Imagine Christine locking up one of her Airbnbs for the night, the Utah sunset spilling gold across the horizon. The quiet isn't heavy anymore. It's peaceful. It's hers. The woman who once questioned if she could survive outside the marriage is now thriving in a world she built for herself. And maybe that's the greatest payoff of all. Not the profit, not the bookings, not even the impressive real estate portfolio, but the knowledge that she proved to herself she could do it. She doesn't just own property now, she owns her future. Kody Brown's journey into real estate isn't just a financial headline. It's a living, breathing testament to transformation. Just a few short years ago, she was the third wife in a sprawling, complicated polygamist household, constantly juggling limited resources, shared dreams, and a fractured sense of personal freedom. Today, she's standing in the glow of her own hard-earned success, holding the keys to multiple luxury resort properties in one of the most scenic corners of Utah. The image is almost cinematic. Christine stepping onto the balcony of one of her new Airbnb resorts. the red cliffs of Zion National Park glowing in the sunset behind her. But this isn't just about owning property. It's about owning her future. Every booking, every guest, every positive review is a quiet confirmation she made the right choice to leave. She built this life herself, with David by her side, as an equal partner, not as someone waiting for permission or fighting for attention. And while Christine would never say it outright, there's an undeniable irony here. Kody once spoke in big, lofty terms about building his own real estate empire, developing land, creating multiple income streams, and securing generational wealth. But those dreams never materialized. For Christine, however, they have. She's taken the idea and turned it into reality, not through empty ambition, but through smart planning, timing, and the courage to start over. The symbolism is powerful. This isn't just Christine buying properties. This is Christine rewriting the script of her life. She's no longer the woman who had to ask for resources. She's the woman creating them. No longer the wife in the background. She's the entrepreneur at the forefront. And here's where you, the viewer, come in. Because Christine's story isn't just entertainment. It's a case study in resilience and reinvention. So tell me, do you think Kody has seen these resorts? Do you think he's proud? Or does it sting knowing she's living the dream he once claimed for himself? And more importantly, do you think Christine will keep going, expanding her portfolio and solidifying her legacy as not just a reality star, but a savvy businesswoman? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this conversation isn't over. Christine's story has many more chapters left, and something tells me the best ones are still to come.